A bill has been submitted to require self-defense liability insurance nationwide, and it's not included in HR 127. Sit by and watch this episode of Guns and Gadgets to learn more. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. Like I said in the open, everybody knows about HR 127, and if you don't, watch the video floating above. It explains it in detail. It is the wish list of the anti-gunners and the gun control groups. And what's been going on is while people are focused on that big conglomerate of terribleness, there are other individual bills that are being submitted in the shadows that they're going to attach to bigger bills so that they can pass. And we're going to talk about another one of those here today. Before I jump into that, I want to thank Blackout Coffee. They make a great product, and it's a great family. It's a small American family. You know the deal if you've been here on the channel. They make fantastic coffee, and the owner and his wife are awesome people. John roasts every single day, small batches, and your order that you place will ship out today, if you order it today, and at the very latest will be out the following day. And with this historic winter storm that has affected a large swath of the country, look at that. A large portion of the country has been affected, and it includes every shipper, whether it's the U.S. Postal Service, FedEx, UPS, DHL. Everybody's being affected and slowed down, so please bear with us as you await your packages. They have been shipped. We just can't control Mother Nature, and we can't control how it affects the shippers. Now let's jump into the bill we want to talk about today. It's HR 1004. This bill as well was submitted by Marilyn Maloney out of New York. And it's a very interesting bill. I'll read it. It's very short. I'll put it here on the screen for you. And you can see a bill to prohibit the sale of a firearm to and the purchase of a firearm by a person who is not covered by appropriate liability insurance coverage. And the short title of the bill is the Firearm Risk Protection Act of 2021. And if we move down to the meat and potatoes of the bill, you can see here in section 2 the prohibitions on sale of a firearm to and purchase of a firearm by any person not covered by appropriate liability insurance. We'll jump down to line 8. It shall be unlawful for a person to purchase a firearm unless, at the time of the purchaser presents to the seller proof that the purchaser is covered by a qualified liability insurance policy. It shall be unlawful for a person to sell a firearm unless, at the time of the sale, the seller verifies that the purchaser is covered by a qualified liability insurance policy. It shall be unlawful for the person who owns a firearm purchased on or after the effective date of this subsection not to be covered by a qualified liability insurance policy. And they're going to define qualified liability insurance policy, and it means with respect to the purchaser of a firearm that the policy provides liability insurance covering the purchaser specifically for losses resulting from use of a firearm while it is owned by the purchaser and is issued by an insurer licensed or authorized to provide the coverage by the state insurance regulatory authority for the state in which the purchaser resides. And the penalty is a fine of not more than $10,000. So this bill would make it illegal to sell a firearm to somebody who doesn't have insurance. You couldn't buy a firearm unless you have insurance, and then you have to verify that insurance as well. Now, this is another bill that is very small in nature, very pointed in nature, and it's definitely one of those types of bills that they attach to other bills, like omnibus packages, where the majority of that package, they're going to vote for it to be signed into law, and then these things are attached on the back end. You know, just like Joe Biden said in that article from the Las Vegas Sun, he said this was how they were going to get gun control passed during his presidency. And this is the second bill in 2 days that I've talked to you about that is going to be part of that attack. Of course, yesterday's bill I talked about was the registration. That's floating above too. Check that out if you haven't seen it. So guys and gals, we need to stay awake. We need to stay vigilant. Stay extremely vigilant during this time because this is how they're going to do it. We have to catch them in their game. And one way you can do that is to follow this channel, because here on Guns and Gadgets, I bring out the constant attack on our right to keep and bear arms, and I bring it here daily. And I'd love to have you join this growing freedom family. If you could also hit the thumbs up and share this with other people, we can guarantee the word gets out because we're operating on platforms that do not want us here. So thank you so much for your time. I also want to thank the USCCA. The USCCA, I've been a member for 2 years. It's what I use to protect myself and my family. They have a lot of education and training. No matter how long you've been using or training with firearms, you'll find something of value there. And you also get self-defense liability insurance. You can check them out at uscca.com/GNG. I trust them, and hopefully you will too. Until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.